Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. For 663 days, Ukraine stands strong against the Russian invasion. John Kirby, White House National Security Council coordinator, called on the US Congress to hurry with the approval of additional funding for Ukraine, warning that the current funds will be enough for only one package of military assistance before the end of the year, reports Ukrinform. Kirby said the US plans to announce another military aid package to Ukraine by the end of December. In October, the White House requested the US Congress to authorize more funding, including over $60 billion for Ukraine. However, because of differences in opinion between the two parties regarding border security with Mexico, the decision on funding is yet to be made by the Senate. However, the US Senate and Congress in general are unlikely to pass new border security restrictions by the end of the year, which are crucial for the allocations of billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine. At the same time, Alexander Tarnavsky, commander of the Tavria group of forces in the south of Ukraine, has told Reuters that the Ukrainian army has faced a shortage of artillery munitions and has curtailed some military operations due to a lack of foreign aid, reports TSN. Quote, "The volumes that we have today are not sufficient for us given our needs. So we are redistributing it. We are replanning tasks that we had set for ourselves and making them smaller because we need to provide for them," unquote. Tarnavsky added that Russian troops also face problems with ammunition but did not disclose any details. Denmark and Sweden have jointly announced a new military aid package for Ukraine worth about $263 million, reports Radio Liberty. The package will include about 20 Swedish-made infantry fighting vehicles, a hybrid of an armored personnel carrier and Swedish CV-90 infantry fighting vehicles. The package also includes spare parts, ammunition, and funds for vehicle maintenance. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, and leave a glowing review in the app where you are listening to this podcast: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and others. This really helps more people to find out about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. Ukraine's commander-in-chief Valery Zaluzhny believes that it is still too early to evaluate the new recruitment project launched for the armed forces of Ukraine, reports Interfax Ukraine. The project allows people to apply for particular positions within the armed forces based on their skills and knowledge. He stressed that the priority now is not to widen mobilization but to bring it back to the previous numbers. The general said that now it is a problem of soldiers fighting on the front line as they need replacement. Asked about how the dismissal of the regional military enlistment officers affected the effectiveness of mobilization, Zaluzhny stated that they were professionals. They knew how to do it, but they are not working there anymore. Earlier, The Economist published an article that Ukraine's army is struggling to find good recruits, and some tough decisions have to be made. The Council of the European Union completed the process of adopting the 12th package of sanctions against Russia, reports European Pravda. The package includes a ban on the direct or indirect import, purchase, or transfer of diamonds from the aggressor state. The ban, previously agreed at the G7 level, will take effect from January 1st. Restrictions on Russian diamonds processed in third countries will be implemented from March 1st to September 1st. The sanctions package also, among other things, stipulates that EU exporters will be contractually prohibited from re-exporting to Russia and re-exporting for use in Russia of sensitive goods and technologies when entering into agreements with third countries. Chemicals, lithium batteries, thermostats, DC motors, and servo motors for drones, machine tools, and parts of machines and mechanisms were added to the list of goods banned from export to Russia. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky, in his evening video address, thanked partners in the European Union for approving the package. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.